Hello students, welcome to my YouTube channel Civil Edu Next. Myself Maitri Dave, Assistant Professor at LG Institute of Engineering and Technology. Today we are going to discuss about angular measurement. So let's start our first lecture. So in first lecture we are going to discuss about different topics, in which our first topic is the introduction to traverse survey, and the second topic is the instrument used for angular measurement, and lastly, what are the temporary adjustments of compass. So without wasting much time, let's get started with our first topic, which is traverse survey. We already know triangulation survey in linear measurement. Now let's discuss traverse survey in detail. Generally, when the area to be surveyed is relatively small or flat, chain surveying is carried out using triangulation method, right? That is known to us. But when the area is large and undulated, it means the uneven surface of ground is there, or crowded, triangulation is not possible. In such case, traversing method is carried out. Now, what is a traverse? We know it is a closed loop of survey line. So, traverse survey is the type of survey in which number of connected lines form the framework, right? Here on screen you can see the framework is in such a way that a closed loop of survey line make a traverse. Here different points like A, B, C, D, E are there, and it is in a particular direction to make it a closed loop. So that is known as the traverse survey. So our main task is to identify the angles between two survey lines. Here on screen you can see angle A, B, C, D, E. That is our task, that how we can find these angles to calculate overall plot area or the volume of that plot, right? If compass is used for traversing, it is called as compass traversing. If you remember, in types of surveying, based on instrument, we have discussed chain surveying and compass surveying. So now, chain surveying we discuss in the linear measurement. For angular measurement, we are going to discuss traverse survey, or also we can know that as a compass traversing, right? So this is all for the traverse survey. And traversing is the principle of this compass survey, right? So that's all for the traverse survey. Now, let's move to our second topic, which is instruments used for angular measurement. Basically, various instruments are used, but it is again classified according to two types. First is measurement of horizontal angles and measurement of horizontal directions, right? So based on the angle, it is classified as first type as theodolite, that you can see on screen. This is the instrument known as the theodolite to measure the angle between two points, right? Second is the total station. Again, total station is the advancement in the theodolite. It is a type of EDM method. It means electromagnetic distance measurement method, right? For more precision, we are going to use this kind of instruments. And a box sextant. Again, this instrument is outdated. Previously, it is used, but nowadays it is not used. Only theodolite, or for precision, we go for the total station, right? So that is for the horizontal angle measurement. But what about the horizontal direction? For that, we are going to use magnetic compass. Here on screen, you can see how a compass is look like, right? This is the instruments that we have to keep with us when we go to the field for the measurements, particularly the angular measurements, right? Now, let's discuss different types of magnetic compass. As we are going to use magnetic compass on field for angular measurement in compass survey, right? So the first question is, what is a compass, right? So a compass is a small instrument consisting of magnetic needle and a graduated circle and a line of sight, right? So the compass cannot measure angle between two lines. It can measure angle of line with reference to some magnetic meridian, right? So that all terminology we are going to discuss in this particular chapter, right? So first, let us understand how many types of compass are there. Basically, two types of compass are there, in which first one is the prismatic compass and second one is the surveyor's compass, right? So let's understand the prismatic compass first. Here on screen, you can see it is a prismatic compass. Basically, the components of this instrument are very important, right? Here you can see a cylindrical metal box is there. The rounded box is the cylindrical metal box. This is provided for the safety of that particular construction of this compass. So from weather we can prevent our needle, right? Second is the pivot. It means the center or the middle portion on which our needle, magnetic needle is supported, right? Next is the lifting pin and the lifting lever. It means whenever we open the compass at that time, our graduated ring or our needle is oscillating. It means at that time, by pressing the lifting pin, we can stop that movement and make it stable, right? That is the concept of lifting pin and lifting lever. Next is the magnetic needle, which is the most important part of our compass. It means the needle which gives us the angle with respect to some reference line, right? Next is the graduated circle. Here on screen you can see that in center it is a pivot point and then on that our needle is suspended and that is connected to a circular ring. It means a circle on which graduations are marked. It means the angles are marked. That circle is known as the graduated circle, right? Here the compass name suggests that prism is used over here for taking the readings. So you can see over here that a prism is used for taking the readings, right? Again, a point from where you are taking the reading is known as the eye vane and another opposite side having one object vane. It means this behind that object is there. So that is known as the object vane, right? Next is the eye vane. As I said, it is the position from where you are going to see the readings, right? Next is the glass cover. Again, this is a protection provided to our needle so that from weather condition like rain and wind, it not get distracted, right? Next is the sunglasses. Here you can see that on the prism, sunglasses are there because sometimes when extreme sun rays are coming from the front side, it is difficult to read the readings through the prism. At that time, we can utilize the sunglasses, right? And next is the reflecting mirror. It means on the object when you can see a reflecting mirror is there. The purpose of reflecting mirror is that in hilly area, we can visualize the lower ranging rod's reflection and identify the angle by judging its reflection over that mirror. That is known as the reflecting mirror. It is not used to measure or read angle. It is used to visualize our ranging rod, right? So that's all for the reflecting mirror. Last is the breaking pin. These are again used to break the movement of needle, right? So that we can make our operation or taking reading process is smooth and efficient. So these all are the components that one should know before going to the field while we go for the compass survey. Specifically when we use the prismatic compass, right? So this is all about the prismatic compass. Now let's discuss the second type of compass, which is of surveyor's compass. So the surveyor's compass is something which look like this. Here you can see a prism is not used, right? Again, two vertical slits are there and a needle is there, right? And a graduated circle is also there. So how the construction and the reading taking process is different over here in the surveyor's compass than the prismatic compass, right? So for that, let's understand first its components. Here, the first component is cylindrical metal box. Again, the concept is same for both the compass for the protection. Second is the pivot. Again, a needle is there, so that a pivot must be there to support that freely suspended needle, right? Next is the lifting pin and lifting lever, right? Again, the concept is same as the prismatic compass. Here, the difference is for magnetic needle. Here on screen, you can see the magnetic needle is not connected with the graduated circle, right? So, it is different than the prismatic compass. Next is the graduated circle. Again, here the graduation marked on the circle is of 0 to 90-degree range, while in prismatic compass, it is measuring the 0 to 360-degree readings. So, that is the major difference in these two type of compass. Next is the object vane. Again, the concept is same. Object vane is at the front of the object, while the eye vane is at the front of the eyes, right? Next is the glass cover. It means again a protection from weather can be provided by providing this kind of glass cover. Next is the bubble tube. Bubble tubes are provided to check the level of the compass. So here it is the advantage that in surveyor's compass a bubble tube is provided, while in the prismatic compass we have to check by ourselves that our compass is in level or not, right? So that is the difference for this kind of compass. So that's all for the surveyor's compass. Now let's get idea about the difference between these two, because one should know the difference so that they identify which kind of compass is more accurate or must be used while we go to the field, right? So here the first difference is when the graduated ring is attached with the magnetic needle. As I said earlier, in prismatic compass the needle is fixed with the ring, but in surveyor's compass needle is freely suspended. It is not connected to the graduated ring, right? Second difference is when the compass rotates, graduated ring remains stationary. It means when compass moves, the graduated ring doesn't move because it is connected with the needle, and needle moves with reference to the magnetic field, not with reference to the box, right? While in surveyor's compass, when the compass rotates, the graduated ring also rotates because it is connected to compass box. While the needle is free, so needle adjusts itself according to the magnetic field of that place, right? The third difference is about graduations. As I said, the angle marking. It means the graduations are marked from 0 to 360 degree. It means a whole circle is provided to measure the angle in the range of 0 to 360 degree in clockwise direction. While in surveyor's compass, we can say 0 to 90 degree is marked in such a way that in each quadrant we can get answer with respect to that much range only, right? So generally quadrant based readings are getting from this kind of compass, right? And lastly, you can see the graduations, right? It means the image which shows how a 0, 90, 180 and 270 is marked in the prismatic compass, and how in surveyor's compass 0 is marked on the north and south pole and remaining two are considered to be 90. It means each quadrant having the value or the range of angle in between 0 to 90 degree, right? Next difference is that a tripod may or may not be required in prismatic compass, but in surveyor's compass a tripod is compulsory, right? So sometimes we can take angle by putting prismatic compass in our hand also while we try to keep our hand steady and utilize that compass, we can get the readings. But for surveyor compass, it is not possible. We have to provide tripods, right? Next difference is prismatic compass are generally costly, while surveyor compass are comparatively less costly. But if I talk about the system, it means in which method we are getting the readings. As I said, we are getting readings in the range of 0 to 360 degree. It means a whole circle is provided. It means it gives reading in WCB system, right? While I am talking about 0 to 90 degree for surveyor's compass, it means a quadrant. It means a quadrant bearing I am getting, right? So, the WCB for prismatic compass and quadrantal bearing for surveyor's compass. Please keep this point in your mind while we are going to discuss in detail WCB and QB. At that time, you get the idea that in which system or in which compass, which system is used, right? And lastly, the difference for prismatic compass is a sighting and reading done simultaneously, while in surveyor's compass, it cannot be done simultaneously, right? So when you go to the field, you get all points clear in your mind while doing practicals, right? So this is the difference for prismatic and surveyor's compass. Now let's move to the next topic, which is temporary adjustment of compass. So generally, a compass is something which look like this when it is on a tripod, right? And generally, we are trying to do adjustment of this compass. So, our first step should be centering. It means while we go to the field, first I have to mark the position of stations, right? Using pegs, if you remember. Then, after using peg, generally I have marked my position. On my eyesight, I am trying to adjust the compass because it is very easy to take reading on our eyesights. Again, it is very precise. So, putting our compass to our eyesight, we have to use the tripod. So, when we use tripod and arrange our compass on it, at that time, the first task is that the center of the compass is at the exact over the station point. It means if a station point A is there, exact over, I have to arrange my compass. Now you get the answer how you can get this centering process. For that you need a plumb bob, right? So centering is the operation in which compass is kept exactly over the station from where the bearing is to be determined. Bearing means the readings of angles, right? And the centering is checked by dropping a small pebble from the underside of the compass, right? So that is the process of centering. If we don't have plumb bob, then we can go with the small pebbles, right? Next is the leveling. Now, leveling of compass should be done because once the centering is over, the next task is to level our compass. Because if we do not level our compass, it means we are getting the wrong readings. So, leveling of the compass is done with the aim to freely swing the graduated disc, as well as the ball and the socket arrangement of the tripod will help to achieve a proper lever of the compass. This can be checked by rolling round pencil on the cover. It means on the glass cover, we simply put the pencil and we check this pencil roll one side or the other side or simply get steady at that point. It means if it is steady at one point, the compass is in level. If not, we have to provide the corrections by adjusting its opposite direction downward or upward as per the requirement. That is the procedure of leveling. And the last process is known as the focusing. So the prism is moved up or down in its slide till the graduations on the aluminium ring are seen clear, sharp and perfect focus. The position of the prism will depend upon the vision of the observer. It means focusing means what? We are doing what? Through prism, if it is a prismatic compass, through prism we are seeing our object one, in which besides that we are trying to focus our ranging rod from next station whose angle we are measuring. It means the focusing should be done in such a way that the next point is clearly visible to take reading for that particular station. So that is the temporary adjustment of compass. And these 3 steps we have to follow when we go to the field, right? So that's all for today's lecture. I hope now you understand what is a traverse survey, and in particularly angular measurement we go for the traverse method or the traversing method or the compass survey method, right? While we go to the field, which kind of instruments we are going to use? We are going to use compass, right? Basically of 2 type, prismatic and surveyor. And if I have to adjust that compass, what are the 3 steps that you must know now? It is of centering, leveling and then focusing. Okay, that's all for today's lecture. I hope you understand these 3 topics in detail. See you soon in the next lecture. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe my YouTube channel Civil Edu Next.